Charles Barkley Roy Moore should have been disqualified way before this women's stuff. Charles Barkley was back in his home state, where a statue of him was unveiled at Auburn, and he was rooting his team on against number 1 Alabama in the Iron Bowl. Because he's politically aware, it didn't escape his attention that there is a hotly contested special Senate election between Roy Moore and Doug Jones looming next month. In a Washington Post report, a woman accused Moore of initiating a sexual encounter with her when she was 14 and he was 32. Since then, other women have come forward with allegations, which Moore denies. This being Barkley, he didn't mince words, saying that Moore should have been disqualified way before all this women's stuff came up. I mean, Roy Moore is running with former Trump campaign and White House strategist Steve Bannon as his right-hand man, who is a white separatist, Barkley told reporters before Auburn upset Alabama, via NBC. I'm not even getting into the women's stuff, but how can you be a white separatist and represent all the constituents in your state? I mean, everybody is going crazy over the sexual allegations. Roy Moore, to me, when he brought in Steve Bannon, should have been disqualified. This, the Turner NBA analyst said, has nothing to do with being Republican or Democrat. It's about doing the right thing. If he lived in Alabama, Barkley says he'd vote for Jones. You can't have a guy running for office who's a white separatist, he said. That's just wrong. In September, Barkley criticized President Trump for using a profanity and calling for any NFL player who took a knee during the national anthem to be suspended or fired. In a speech in Huntsville, Alabama, the president told the crowd, "Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, 'Get that son of a bitch off the field right now. Out. He's fired. He's fired,'" he said at a rally. You know, some owner is going to do that. He's going to say, "That guy that disrespects our flag, he's fired." And that owner, they don't know it, but they'll be the most popular person in this country. Barkley told CBS's NFL Today, "Number 1, the President of the United States should never use the word sob," Barkley said, condensing Trump's word choice. "That's just 100% inappropriate. I'm embarrassed because he said the speech in Alabama and got a rousing reception when he said those things. So it hurts me that those ignorant folks in Alabama would applaud something so stupid. But the President of the United States should never use the word sob." Barkley went on to urge athletes to figure out a way to channel their national anthem demonstrations into action. "We as players got to figure out what to do next. We got to stop worrying about who's kneeling, who's not kneeling. We got to figure out how we can go back in our communities and make a difference. We can't be saying negative things on Twitter. That only escalates the stupidity. These guys, myself included, we make more money than 99.9% of the people in the world. We've got to find a way to go back in our communities and raise up our communities. Let's not worry about who's kneeling and things like that." Read more from the Post. Trump played golf with Jack Nicklaus the day after partnering with Tiger Woods. Chip Kelly will be remembered as a failed NFL coach. Honestly, he was a failed GM. NFL Week 12. Who knew a Rams-Saints showdown could be so delectable? An off-season of upheaval looms for NFL quarterbacks. Could the Vikings become the first team to play at home in the Super Bowl?